Hello and welcome back to Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of Chuusotsu. So you probably don't know this is pro for you, like episode per episode and stuff like this. For me, it's been, I think, about a month since the last episode, or at least like 3 weeks or something. Anyway, a very long time. And so let's just continue. I kinda remember what happened, but yeah. Let's go. The most important thing is the present, because plot is not that complicated, at least for now. They're trying to find the... what's the... beautiful life is, right? Basically. Something like that. Okay, let's go. Just as the clock hour hand was approaching noon, our battle had gone on all morning. She wasn't used to writing letters. She wasn't used to sincerity. In retrospect, her life had always been intimate with graduate, but had no relationship with sincerity. Oh yeah, she was like trying to make a letter for Arara, yeah. Murisugawa Arue, 15 years old. She would soon turn 16. Were the words 16 years old always sincere with their acquaintances? Were they more like her, sealing away their feelings of gratitude within their shyness? She didn't know. Perhaps it was because she had been separated from the politics of her own class. She wasn't the equivalent of the toddler when it came to interpersonal skills. Without saying a word, she balled up the letter and threw it away. The waste basket next to her desk resembled one you would find in the house of the struggling novelist. Yeah. She leaned back in her chair. She knew her own writing to be fabricated. Fabrications could be used in articles to create an amusing satire. But Arue wasn't looking for satire, she was serious about this. Her words reflected her meaning, so it wasn't too surprising that she would feel emptiness from them. She ruffled her own hair. She felt helpless, angry at herself. And then... Okay. Rara called out to her from the other side of the door. Just don't look at the letters. She put her letter writing equipment and let her in. Actually, yeah, true. Of course. Okay, next phase. Like what? She looked at the clock, it was 2 minutes before noon. Oh yeah, she's like supposed to be like the leader of the meeting. Yeah, because they're like circulating who's the leader of the meeting or something. Yeah, right. She left the room. She stayed for about 30 seconds. Yeah, pretty much. And that's because of you. They sat around the table. Today they meant business, hence the lack of any snacks. There were no demands for philosophy, or any demands to get on topic either. They just piled on words one after another, as if they were building a tower of coins. With timid hands they carefully brushed against the surface of their own hearts. A considerable amount of time had passed. As a change of pace, she put the meeting on hold and excused herself. Her sight reverberated in the clean, empty streets. It was the first day of their second run through. It seems clear that the final day would only see a repeat of their previous failure. I had no flashes of inspiration for the synchronization. She had grown restless, which left her unable to focus on the meeting. Aru herself found it hard to believe, but it wasn't a result of their lacking synchronization.
手紙全然上手に書けないな。伝えなきゃいけないこと分かってるのに。
I wonder when they will like actually figured out the synchronization thing. She felt her life coming to a halt.
再検査はどうなっちゃったのよって話だけど。
That was supposed to be her objective. She thought it would be fine to just keep a neutral attitude towards her roommates. Even if they ended up hating her, it would be fine as long as it didn't interfere with her future plans. Yeah, the problem is that your future plans and your self-centeredness made an issue of not finalizing this task, which basically ruined your plans. Yeah, you need to be more open-minded.
でも
She felt differently now. Her head was filled with regret over what she said to Arara. She turned to her smartphone hoping it would take her minds off things. She fired up Winter. Her followers had increased to 10. Jesus, she's popular now. Part of it was because her first follower shared her picture of the night sky. But in reality, the biggest reason was simply because she had started posting more shouts and followed other users.
フォロワーさん増えたし、もっと頻繁に写真アップしようかな。
Just then, Alice Matic has retweeted. Jesus. Something 3 hours ago. The wrath of God has fallen upon the store that stopped our meat Jenga. Lol. What the fuck? What? There was an image attached. The front of the store entrance was plastered with meat. What?
これってマックで揉めてた
Sure, why not? This is an obstruction of business, unforgivable. Fast breeder reactor. Okay, sure. Play with your food, huh? Well, you pretty much branded yourself as unmarked. Huge chainmail. Twintard alert. Pro tip: crawl back into your father and re-evaluate your life. Jesus! Oh! Holy shit! Wow, what are these? The comments keep pouring in. Aru too wanted to shout something about it now. It would me interacting with people, but she was already starting to get used to shouting. I saw these people building their meat Jenga. I was there. They seems to like bad people and fought with the employees. She shouted that out. So she's straightforward lying, right? I don't think she saw anything like this. She made herself seem like an informant. She didn't feel any indignation, nor did she desire repentance. She probably just wanted to be involved. Her worries, and that feeling of hitting a dead end. Perhaps by pointing out people who seems to be in tighter spot that she was, Arue was trying to dull her own pain. Oh no, like Arue became a like stupid like Twitter warrior. Does make drama out of every fucking shit. No, please don't. Twitter is cancerous enough. Hence her thoughtless shout. Let's say a knee-type jerk-off reaction. In response, you have to report them to the police right away. Good luck, Miasa. Let's show those foolish unmarked boys the true judgment of God. These twinters die an idiotic death. Oh, leave it to the invader to have the latest information. Other people's shouts burst into her feed like crushing waves. As Haru hadn't put much thought into her shout, she wasn't expecting this level of reaction. Continuing on. Check this out. It used an old tree-style format, but I I heard this to make it easier to debate. It seems like they're looking for information in the thread at the top. A link was attached to the shout. Aru jumped over to the other side, wanting to flee the sudden torrent of attention she'd found herself in the center of. The site she ended up at was a tree-style message board.
何これ
A marked Watcher BBS. Message board rules. She looked at the first thread, thread 104, and tweeted at police 24-hour file 33. Okay. Number 1. The twin that plastered meat all over the door of our fast food restaurant. Date, name, albedo something. Wait. We believe that our wise residents are already aware of this twin case, therefore we shall not attach an URL. Okay, sure. I was like for a second wondering like if like there's like URL that actually would work in reality. The fact that this twin is a miner who does not possess a seal, a Chuusotsu or perhaps Chuusotsu, is clear. Do we know what Chuusotsu is? I don't think we know, right? Everyone always talk about Chuusotsu. Does anyone remember? Can you let me know in the comments? If anyone watching this? I don't remember. Currently in Japan there are about 100,000 people who are not certified by the P3 law. If you include that potential unmarked persons, this number would likely be multiplied several times over. Several hundred thousand compared to Japan's population of 30 million. There shouldn't be anyone on this board who fails to recognize the danger inherited in this ratio. Even though they are not getting stipends, these persons can still obtain money. They leech of their parents, they leech of the local government, they reduce themselves to the rodents to keep themselves alive. But as they have no sense of pride, they feel no qualms about living in this manner. Like, this world is so dystopian there. Like, the Chuusotsus are so fucked. Like, seriously. Is this not an insult to our forebears who gave us the concept of jobs? Thus removing all the flawed practices from the field of work. These unmarked persons are like a grasshopper from the certain well-known fable, feeding off the scraps left by the good citizens, staring at us at their own comfort. I don't know a fable about the grasshopper. Any of you knows? As mentioned before, as they possess no pride, have no plans for their future, and prioritize fleeting pleasures, they are the type of creature that enjoys foolish exploits such as plastering meats on the fast food restaurant. What do you citizens think? Will you mock the foolish acts of those foolish people and leave it for someone else to resolve? Will you dismiss it as the events restricted to the fantasy realm known as the internet? This is neither nor fiction, nor it is happening on some faraway planet. Let us think about what we can do. Let us think about our future. As young people must be wary of those unmarked youths. As intelligent people should give thanks to the wisdom of our forebears to decide how to proceed. We do not need any spectators. Open yourself for all to see. This is a awfully serious topic. Suddenly happening?
なんで
Yeah, I'm with you. She could only read the first two lines.
難しい言葉連発しすぎでしょ
Yeah, that suddenly went complicated. There was no way she could understand it. But she could grasp the gist of it. Removal, exclusion, each of those words had negative connotation to them. Well, of course they did. Arue too was one of those unmarked persons the forum held in such contempt. Did you see the message board? It looked like they're looking for informants in the first thread. You're going to become a hero.
ここに書き
Damn.
込めているの
Damn. Informant that's like going to be revealed as a Chuusotsu later, probably. Best of luck. The debate was already well underway. The heated discussion had been started by the registered user known as Albedo. The structure of the three-style BBS like this required the user to first register. Everyone posted lengthy messages. They were all dead serious. I really liked the intelligence, determination, and state of mind to post anything on this forum. She hesitated, having the instantaneous urge to please her followers. As a result... My god. I'm sorry I have the cram school right now. She fled. Okay. She hid behind an obvious lie as a means of defense. She felt the faint desire to appease them, but instead chickened out, choosing to evade the issue without thinking. Oh, cram school. I see. I guess there's no helping that. She stopped messaging Aru after that. The users either lost interest or figured out it was a false lead and didn't say anything either. Good! You avoided drama! Even then, she thought this was for the best. If she had tried to jump into that BBS, she would have definitely slipped. They would figure out that she didn't have the seal from her comments and choice of words. Yeah, probably. Once that happened, she was positive she became their new punching bag. She would die. She would die 1,000 times over. But you can leap through time! You can just go back, right? Actually, probably not, but yeah. That was seriously depressing, man. Despite this, she decided to open up that anti-marked website again. Maybe she just wanted to take a look at something scary. They lack the ability to conform to society. The moment they fail the compatibility examination, they've already shown defenses in their own humanity. That's so fucked. Like, they just... This was just lowering your humanity status as a human, your human rights when you don't have a seal or you have low seal or anything. This is so fucked. We should identify them as soon as possible. This is like a witch hunt. She slowly put her smartphone away. She could only read bits and pieces of their arguments. However, they still gave her a good enough idea. Uh-huh. Even though she should have stopped, Arue fired up her smartphone again. This didn't really concern her, but she still started wobbling like an air-filled punching bag. One would call this a form of egoism. And so she enjoyed her afternoon like this. She made no progress today either. No regarding her synchronization, nor her letter. What a productive meeting! And that night... I forgot that's Koiro outfit for sleeping. Where is the... Here. Yeah, this is so cool. I like this dress. I forgot that she was wearing this. Koiro, having come out for some water, called out to her. Pretty much. Oh, okay. But you still think they're not good enough or something? Arrow embarrassment made her hesitate. However, wow. By the time Arue tried to stop her, Koiro had already opened the letter.
読むね。
Koiro looked down at the letter. Arue rubbed her legs together, glancing at Koiro with reddened face. Almost as if the love letter she wrote was being read out by the person it was addressed to. Though Arue herself had no experience of romantic relationships, she imagined it must have felt a lot like this.
読み終わったよ。ごめんね。時間かかっちゃって。
Yeah, well, don't worry, you're all Chuusotsus, we know how this works.
どうでした？まず最初の背景ってどういう意味なの？
Okay, wow, we're going to very basics, huh?
意味ですか？それはなんとなく
Damn.
いろんなサイトを見てよく使われていたから。
Being Chuusotsu really suck.
決まり文句みたいなものなのかな。それでそれは
Wow.
わからないです。それじゃあ次に言葉遣いなんだけど、我々
What did you wrote? What the fuck?
奮闘しておりましたがとか
Wrestled with, whereupon, what?
そんな風に喋らないのに少し変だと思ったかな。
Okay, Arue, like, seriously.
でも丁寧に書かないと誠意が伝わらないと
God
思
damn
って。
it. That's not how it works. You should be yourself. Koiro kept her own chin with her fingers.
誠意ってそういうのなのかな。
I don't know, ask Haruki from White Album too. I just had to.
私の共感いろいろ教えてくれた人が言ってたんだ。
Okay.
柳は緑、花は紅。いろんなものにはそれぞれ個性があって、草やお花はいつもあるがままの姿で
Okay,
生きて
yeah. So basically be yourself.
あるがままですか。
Yeah. Just write a dump letter. Basically.
あるがまま。だからある
Pretty much, yeah.
インターネットとかお手本。あれ
Koiro for the help.
そういえば、私もドレスのお姉さんに同じようなこと言われたな。
Oh,
おっぱい
did she? I don't remember that conversation. I remember that happened though.
素の私。それじゃあ、私は寝るね。あ、はい。おやすみなさい。
Even after Koiro returned to her room, Arue kept thinking. Her natural self. In the living room at midnight, the clock's hand made time progress, which it's usually tick-tocks. The refrigerator maintained its constant low hum. They were faint, barely audible sounds, her natural self. She blended in. She faded into the background, just like the Arue of the past would do. However, she certainly existed now. She stubbornly refused to stop breathing. Her own self, Marisu Gawa Arue. No matter how much time would pass, this would not change. Suddenly, she felt herself relaxed. Without much thought, her pen began to move.
そうなると、まず便箋である必要があるのかな。
We're going to rewrite then? She thought a few seconds. Oh, you have like special letter paper. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I see. I decided to stop using that paper. After all, letters don't have to be written using letter paper. Philosophy. This was very close to philosophy. The night passed on. Did she do it? I think she did it. She finally made a successful letter. She's going to leave it at like Rome or something, or she's just going to give it to Arue. I wonder which going to happen. Like it's going to just be addressed to Arara, or Arue is going to give it to Arara. She's probably going to leave it somewhere, I think. In the living room the next morning. Koiro finished preparing for her morning training and stepped into the living room. She stood stock still in the middle of the room. Remnants of midnight snack, a drink for staying awake, sleeves stained black with ink. Arue sat there with her head down on the table. The gentle rays of the morning sun washed over her, breathing softly as she slept.
これって
It was the letter addressed to Arara. It didn't conform to the definition of the letter one would find in a dictionary. It was definitely Arue's letter. Did she like... Oh my god, I know what she did. She just drew a manga, didn't she?
すごくあるえらしい。
This is good. Yeah,
たった一晩で
only those
あれだけの
words.
ことで自分らしさにたどり着けるなんて。き
Okay,
っとあるえは
maybe I was wrong.
自分っていうものを持ってる。
Either she actually managed to draw some manga, like simple manga in one night, to like say I'm sorry and stuff like this, or she just wrote something very short, like one sentence or a few words, like Koiro said here. Just these words.
お疲れ様。
I want to see the letter. She was smiling. Aru's room. She slowly opened her eyes, so Koiro put her in her bed, I guess.
朝
Yep, jump.
あ、あれ部屋にいる。私、リビングで手紙書いてたはずじゃ。で、これ
Next to her pillow was an object. Above it there was a small note.
お疲れ様。よかったよ。ああ、そっか、ハチスカさんが。
She must have carried Arue back to her room. That would never say why, but sometimes Koiro could be really strong. Yeah, she had some special power, just like Arara. She rolled herself up into her blankets.
それじゃあ、これにて手紙は完成。あとは藤崎さんに渡すだけ。
Okay. Wonder if you will be able to just hand it over, or you're just going to leave it somewhere.
どうやって
Yeah. It was all well and good that she finally wrote it, but how was she supposed to hand it over?
お別れって同胞悪い冗談をだってあららに信じていいって言った課題があったら一緒に冒険してくれるって違う
Yeah, you hurt her a lot.
そんなの同胞じゃないあんなことがあったのにあの子普段通りの感じだしな
Just trying to detach herself. But there were some definite changes. The way she addressed Arue, her indifferent attitude. She seems to be avoiding actual interaction as well.
考えてもしょうがないとにかく藤崎さんに直接会おう
Okay. Nice. Props for courage. She got off her bed. As she did,
あれ
she wobbled.
あー全然寝てないから
You did actually slept, right? She felt lightheaded, however it was time to take action. She was used to it.
このとこ健康だから忘れがちだけど
The main reason for becoming a Chuusotsu, her illness. She experienced far worse things than this back when she was hospitalized. Okay, I don't think we know about Arue's illness, right? I don't think I heard about this. She leapt into action. There was no one in the living room. It was like an empty shell. Instead, she found the second note on the table.
繁華街に向かう
Oh,
藤
okay.
崎さんの字だ
Aurora placed a large envelope into her bag, which she then swung over her shoulder. Finally, she inhaled a single breath.
大丈夫ちゃんと渡せる勇気出せ私
Hell yeah. I like that she actually is going to try and like hand it over personally.
でここまで来たはいい
I felt like she's going to just leave it somewhere, but I'm really glad that she actually go and try to do it personally. I really like it. At noon, on the city streets, this was the most populated area of the town. Yeah, how are you going to find Arara?
連絡先でも知ってればいいんだけど、二人とも
Check for brainwashed people. That's probably the way. Or ask some random stuff about Poison Tower. And someone will say like, oh, you're asking the same weird stuff like the girl like that asked me this like 5 minutes earlier. Unsure of what to do, she kept toying around with her smartphone as if by habit. Driven by the same force of habit, she opened up that winter. She pulled up the search window.
我ながらアホっぽいことだとは思う。
She searched for weird and a nutcase. Okay. I mean, that's actually a good source, I guess. In a sense. Yeah. I can think that Arara may actually get some attention on the Twitter. Gather around the bowling alley near the racket town. There's a nutcase of the girl in a weird costume asking people about fallen apostles or something. Lol. Yep, okay.
一発でヒットした？
Yeah. Yeah, and there are apparently your fans looking at her as well, so they may find you. Actually, if you don't introduce yourself or something, then yeah, that would be good. I would desire to find her suddenly plummet.
どうしよう。帰りたい。
She felt like she shouldn't just leave her either.
シト。
Yep. Huh? This place is dangerous. Go somewhere else.
なぜ建物の壁を登る？シトなの？
Wow. Yep. Why I'm climbing? Because I'm doing repair work on the bowling alley. More importantly, you are the way of my work, so go away.
どうしてもアララを立ち入らせないつもりか。
Yeah, pretty much. Them's the rules. If you want to go bowling, then do it after construction is done.
ある。来てくれたんだね。
Okay.
ゆうべはお疲れ様。
So you went together with Arara, huh?
ああ、その説はどって、そんなことよりもまたあの子。
Yep, pretty much.
うん。最初はいつもみたいに暇そうな人に声。まだ社会人の皮をかぶるか。世界統括者の手先め。
So she started pestering people who are like working now and stuff. That's what changed. What do you want? Can't you see we are working here?
痛いだけならまだしも。
Pretty much, yeah.
迷惑かけてるじゃないですか。仕事中の人に声をかけるのはまずいよって言ったんだけど。
She pointed up.
あのボーリングのピンの看板が電波を中継してる。
Oh my god.
だからどうしても中に入らせ。モノホンのピンですか。
She touched her own forehead and shook her head.
ファックなおじさんめ。無限地獄に落ちるがいい。
Wow. Okay, Arara, sure, why not? I'll random swear from you. I think like Arara is the only one who just say fuck in this. I don't remember if anyone else said something like this. It's so random.
おや、アルエさん。ご機嫌うるわしゅ。これっぽっちもうるわしくないですよ。何やってんですか？働くおじさんに迷惑かけて。迷惑はこっちのセリフ。あのおじさんは。
Yeah, exactly. Listen to her.
アララの足止めをする。悪い人より目先のサイコさんの方が地域社会に。
More cancers.
あなたのこと噂になってましたよ。ツイッターで。ツイッター。アルエさんはいつも仮想現実。
Imaginary realities. What is this, IO?
仮想じゃないですから。これ思いっきり現実ですから。
If you wonder what IO is, it's another visual novel that I played recently or playing recently, depending when this is going to be uploaded. It's on the channel. It's pretty awesome. It's not imaginary, it's entirely real. Are you sure? Are the moon rabbits real?
さあ、
早く場所移動しますよ。ここに溜まってたら画像付きで世界にシェアされかねません。
いや、
はい。
あららは絶対諦めない。
ちょっと待ってください。今耳かっぽじりますから。は
Okay. Wiggle wiggle.
い、どうぞ。ワンスモア。
あららは絶対諦めない。
Boom. An imaginary set of words towered behind her.
あなたね。
というか、むしろアルイさんこそあららに協力。
協力って物には限度って言葉を知らないんですか？
こちらあらら、協力を要請する。
嫌です。
Okay. Well, giving the letter is not working very well. The two of them glared at each other.
おろおろ。
How are they like supposed to get synchronization? How did they even synchronized for the first time before time leap? How did they even do that?
あのさ、あららはどうしてもボーリング場に入りたいんだよね。そのと。でもそれってどういう意味があるのかな。実を言うと、説明は不要。それはダメだよ。人に迷惑かかることなんだし。あららにはあらら独自の研究に基づく根拠があるから。でもそれを教えてくれなきゃわかんないよ。
そのノートに書いてあるんじゃないんです。
The black notebook that contained all of Arara's research. She got it in her hands.
これはマル秘、超秘密のやつだからダメ。
We pretty much saw it already, but she doesn't know it. She hardly hacked it to herself. Arue felt a prick on her heart. She knew what was written there. Yep.
何意地悪なこと言ってるの？私こんなことしに来たわけじゃないのに。
She found herself disgusted by her own pettiness. And then? Oh, what's that is? I should have every right to read it. Yoink! What the hell? Did like just some random guy just saw like a diary or whatever in the hands and like in the hands of the kid and he's just like yoink and just like going, I'm going to read it. Like what? What a bullshit. So random. He snatched it away from her. What's this? It's a picture diary. I've been wondering what this was after seeing this high and mighty attitude of yours, but Christ almighty. Oh. Still, God, this is bad. You have some unique drawing skills, girl. What's this? April 15th. I ate barbecue with the others. Then we had nice food at McDonald's. Huh. It sounds like you're having fun. Wow. Like, blushing Arara is so cute. And a little steam going off. Arara turned beet red, right up to her ears. Let me read it a little more. Lip, April 16th. We spent the day at the amusement center. Fallen Apostle 7, Human 2. This is all Greek to me, but don't you guys have school? She jumped up trying to snatch the book away. April 17th, Miss Arue seems tired. Miss Koiro said we should let her sleep. Oh, how considerate. I might even shed a tear or two over there, totally. She jumped higher. And flop, she fell down her face. Yeah, you're right.
返してあげてください。
Yeah, you are being ass right now.
迷惑かけたことは謝りますから。
I hate this guy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of you. Sure not. You just randomly decided to read that and not give it, like... What the fuck? Okay, sure. He returned it to Arue. Why not to the owner? Well then, I've got work to do. I'm happy workman, yes sir. He escaped into the building.
あらら、アルエが取り返して。
She remained silent, just lying there like a dead frog. And then,
あららの名演技に騙されて逃げたか。愚劣な使徒め。
I feel actually sad seeing Arara behaving like that in this kind of situation here. Like, she obviously is masking her like true emotions here. Like, she totally wants to like just cry or something. She flipped back up and brushed off the dirt from her clothes.
やつは絵日記と言っていたが、それは所詮ダミーのノートに過ぎ
Sure.
ない。本物を持ち、本物は金庫にしまってある。あれは大事なものだ。
Arue knew that was the real notebook, and that had high quality research information before turning into a picture diary. It was also a Chuusotsu, so her intuition told her the same thing. They hesitated, wondering how they should console her. However,
気を取り直して、使徒量調査でもする。
she acted indifferently, as if nothing had happened. Arue couldn't understand it, not one bit. To the point she felt lonely.
あなた心に痛みとか感じないんですか？
心の痛み、そのような形のない概念めいたことに。
サイコさんですね。
Yeah, pretty much. At least. Yes, at the very least.
ささ、出発を急ぐです。
せめて弱音くらい吐いてくださいよ。
Wow.
弱いところを見せて、悩んでる姿を見せて。
Okay, that's nice, Arue. That's
苦労
nice.
する顔を見せ
Yeah.
てくださいよ。
Arue is constantly like, forcing some stuff on her. On herself.
ハチスカさん、ごめんなさい。今日は手紙渡せそうにないです。
Yeah. Okay. I guess yeah, understandable. She turned around
アルエ、
一生懸命悩んだ私がバカみたい。
and left. Squeeze.
うまくいかないよね。
人間の尺度であららを測られては
アララは普通の女の
Pretty
子。
much. Yep.
普通などと生意気。
Damn. Somehow, like, Arara became like the saddest character. Like, what the hell? Like, how? This is the best character in this whole game.
今日はしらけた。帰る。
Arara left too.
ああ、時間を元に戻すくらいなら心を戻してくれればよかったの。
Damn.
私にできるかな。
Yeah, that wasn't quite right.
させてあげなくちゃ。仲直り。
She walked through the busy streets. She had her feelings sealed up in her bag, unable to convey them. She saw nothing but smiling faces of the other people passing by. She suddenly felt the urge to climb up onto the roof, much like how these nameless strangers in the crowd passed by her without so much as a glance. Their hearts too passed mercilessly by each other. She wanted to flee from reality. She needed the rooftop. Grabbing hold of her bag, she resisted her desires. Why couldn't she live her life more skillfully? Why did everyday life, which others so effortlessly navigated through, felt like such a colossal challenge to her? Well, because she's a Chuusotsu. And nanomachines make you dumb if you are Chuusotsu. And it suck. The weight on Arue's mind. This weighted on Arue's mind, but both now and in the past. She looked up and saw a multi-purpose building. She could see emergency stairway leading to the rooftop. Okay. Oh wow, we have animation actually walking on the stairs? That's new. Why? Oh. Okay. The same as... They just reused the background CG. It's her like a school uniform when she was like still in school. This is the same CG. But yeah, sure, why not? She went and screamed.
すっきりした。
Yeah, I guess. Scream. And then come release. Let's go Arue at 13 years of age. Oh, this is actually a backstory. Wait, we are back to backstory. I felt like she actually did that, like, they just reused CG, but that was backstory? Okay. Several months had passed since her first escape from reality. The season passed from spring to summer. It was almost time for a summer vacation. To Arue, the rooftop had become the only place where she could show off that unknown something called her own self. This was the place closest to peace. The place furthest from change. Her safety zone. She obtained a safe zone known as the rooftop. We're back to backstory. Holy crap. Okay. Even so, her position in life had yet to change. So we're about to like see how she failed the test, I guess. Even so, her position in life had yet to change. When she got back to class, the extent of her existence was merely an ornament to lively chatter of others. Every place aside from the rooftop and the back of the school building belonged to others. It wasn't where she belonged. At times she experienced feeling of suffocating oppression, as well as sensation of being less than air. In a way, I slept through the whole thing. Why was she here? Oh, that's a bummer. Yesterday episode was crazy good too. Why was she here? Going to the pool is for kids. The beach is where it's at. Let's go to the beach. Why? Oh, so we should totally invite some girls along too. Why? You come up with it. So you go ask them. Why was she here? She knew why. Because she was a middle schooler. Because she was in the middle of her mandatory education. Because it was mandatory by law. So I think I just increased a little bit audio here. The seal on her right hand was keeping her existence in place.
こんなシール。
If only I didn't have it, she nearly blurted out but stopped herself short. If she had said anything that rebellious, the alert system in her knowledge machines might have reacted. Yeah, this sucks. This is so dystopian. It may hurt her chances during the compatibility examination. If that happens, all her plans for the future might go to waste. She would become a nuisance for her family. Welcome home, Mary. Marisugawa Arue mother, welcoming her daughter home, popped herself up against the wall in a fit of coughing.
ダメだよ。ちゃんと寝てなきゃ。
You're right. She coughed and coughed. A blue vein popped up in her forehead as she began to sweat profusely from pain. Her pretty face twisted in anguish, becoming almost monstrous. Damn, she's really sick. Her throat would clog up, causing her to start choking. The roll began to pull up on the floor. That violent wheezing even filled Arue with fear. Marisugawa Arue rubbed the back of her cooled up mother. Her hand felt the solid bumps on her mother's spine. This lasted for several minutes. This is like... Wow, but she's alive, right? Jesus, that sounds like she's like terminally ill. Or several dozen during some of her longer episodes. She was told not to request an emergency aid unless her coughing fit lasted for an hour or so. Damn. Thanks, I'm okay now. Arue had heard that emergency ward had her mother bronchial tube. heard from the emergency ward that her mother's bronchial tube was genetically defective. As a result, these kinds of episodes would happen around twice a month. Oh, okay. That's what it is. That was Mariskawa Aru's everyday life. Wow, after moving the floor, Aru's mother raised her voice in joy. Aru, you've gotten even better at drawing these.
大したことないよ。
I swear, like, she must become like manga artist or something. Sure it is. Your manga are pretty interesting. You said your friends came up with the story, right? Yeah, about that, about friends. Indeed, months ago Aru had told her mother about her writer. She didn't know why. Maybe it was just a white lie to put her mother at ease. Or perhaps she was trying to act, perhaps suppressing a part of herself that her mother didn't know about.
チカちゃんだよ。
Chica. Yeah, that was the imaginary friend that she has, right? I would say this Chica is quite amazing too. Her mother broke into an innocent smile. You know, we should probably invite Chica over sometime. Yeah, about that. I can meet her while I'm still between jobs.
お母さん調子悪いんだから、今回だってそれでシールを。
Oh wow, okay. There was nothing on her mother's right hand. She became Chuusotsu now. So yeah, because she had a seal that like gave her like abilities basically to like do like part-time jobs and stuff. Like it was like very basic seal. And somehow she lost it. Oh, with her previous episode, she failed to achieve the minimum requirements for her part-time worker seal. Oh, I see. This sucks. Holy shit, like, you get sick. You can't do anything about this. And your sickness is just basically deleting you from society. Just because you're coughing like twice a month. What the hell? I mean, in a sense, it happens in real life too. Like, someone gets like genetically ill or something, and like, I don't know, like their muscles deteriorate or something, you know? And yeah, they can lose a job because of this if like they need to be like in physical condition, let's say, right? And their muscles like deteriorate or something, and they may lose a job because of this. So this actually happening in real life too, but like in this scenario, it's like even worse, I think. Like, come on, like bounce to the steel suck. Like, holy shit. That was such a cool concept in the beginning when we started this game, but Jesus, that really fast went downhill. And so, in accordance to the P3 law, her seal has been taken away. I don't worry about that, I will get better in a GFT. So, do it for me?
わかった。チカちゃんに話してみる。
Okay. What are you gonna do about this? Hooray! This promise of hers. Without the promise, Morishikawa Arue would not be racked with regret right now. Break time always felt festive. Cherry topics about fashion and vacation made up most of it. She realized that the human relationship in her class were akin to politics, yet all of that remained beyond Morishikawa Arue's reach. She simply stayed quiet. She stayed quiet and studied mathematical formulas, foreign languages, minor historical wars. She valiantly tackled them all with pen and paper in hand. She felt like a loser. Ugly. Arue knew that she would never be able to share in their festivities. So, did she lose her seal only because she felt like an outcast? Because like we know that the P3, like, I mean not the P3, the aptitude test? No. Well, the one that she wants to take. It's like the written tests and also like personality tests or something that machines like gathers from them. So if she feels like a loser, then this is going to be a negative impact, right? And that's how they can lose the seal. That sucks. Like you are not allowed to have a depression in this world. Or you will get like even worse depression. What the hell? Actually, maybe not, because if you lose a seal, you probably became dumb enough to not feel depressed all the time. That's dark. What the hell? And so she continued to worry. The image of a friend that her mother desired. What exactly was the right thing to do here? Yeah, you need to like somehow get some girl from your class to meet your mother or something. Unless you will just tell your mom that, yeah, she cannot get here. She couldn't stay like this. The animal-like chica she created from her ideals wouldn't hold up to scrutiny. Discussion about her imaginary friend began to occur more and more frequently at the dinner table. To her juvenile, microcosmic world, there existed nothing more dangerous. She fumbled about. As a result, she decided to observe them. Her classmates. The mates part felt like a bit of a stretch, but she had no other point of reference. Takapi say I was about to say Takopi. Okay. If anyone wonders, like, I have on the channel reaction to the Takopi's original sin, the anime. You can check it out. It's depressing. And it's heavy. Yeah. If you haven't seen the series, go and check it out. Oh, this is great. Miyachin, you've got even better at making sweets. Okay, what the heck? Get the room into, for God's sake, seriously, and I mean right now. Takapi and Miyachin, my ass, go die in fire. What the hell? Hey, don't be like that. You guys are so close too, so you can call yourselves whatever you want. You don't have to do it with the girlfriend, you know? We already do that, don't we, Masakichi? Yeah, let us sing the bros only song of youth. Bros only song of youth. That sounds something that Kotaro from Rewrite would say. While trying to hang out with Yoshino. and then they would actually sing. And that would be terrible. Oh my god. At least attempt to sing, and then Yoshino would just punch him in the face. This is it. Previously Arue as she witnessed these examples of you. Okay, back to this. Like, this little, like, fang is so cute. I don't remember if I checked the images before. Maybe? Behind the school building with the sketchbook spread out.
突然どうしたの？その方が仲良し感出る。今さら？でもそれじゃあこれからちーちゃんって呼ぶね。じゃあ私はあれ。
Freeze. She was about to say Ari, but then her heart began to ache. She was used to this name. It was a nickname her mother used. She felt like she would tarnish it. And so, unknown something circulating inside her body. Take two.
じゃあ私はアレのことをアレルンって呼ぶ。
Harurun?
いいよ。でも本当にどうしていきなり実はお母さんがね、チカちゃんをうちに連れてきなさいって言うんだ。
Wow. Yeah, that's bad. Wow. Trapped in her own delusions. She touched upon it. The taboo. She brought reality into this place. She panicked. Marisugawa Aru award would fall apart. And now she go to scream on the rooftop once more. Yep. She screamed with all her might, after flying into her safety zone. No, it's true, I'm serious, man. Sounds fishy. Believe me, I really heard it. It kinda rings a bell for me. It's some rumor about one of our 7 mysteries. Oh no, this is rewrite all over again. We are doing the 7 mysteries in the school. Oh no. But hey, we may win a bet with Akane if we find out something that is actually supernatural, right? You mean that one about hearing a girl scream from somewhere on the campus during the after school hours? She became a rumor. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, that's the one. Could be that what Masa Kishi heard? Come to think of it, it was the girl scream. It sounded like someone's dying. That's totally like a ghost. Are you serious? Apparently anyone who hears that scream will die within a week. Jesus. What I'm gonna do? Help me, Takapi. Hey, back off. You'll pass the curse onto me. Wow, she just became it. Oh, God. She just became a curse.
あれすっごいスッキリするのに代わりになるものなんて
The girl that became a curse, huh? Once again, I have to mention her, right? Asahi Haruka, huh? Maybe not because of screams, but also the cursed girl. In a sketchbook, she opened it. It contained her partially finished manga. A story full of romance and adventure. It was heavily influenced by the manga artist she liked. To the point of being almost a rip-off. Yeah, okay. Nevertheless, it was still undeniably the fruit of her and her friends' combined effort. While she was drawing it, she could be totally immersed in her own world.
じいちゃん
She tried calling out to her, but would that be wise? Would Chika's existence be tolerable in this safe heaven of hers? She kept mulling over her decision in her heart. The result? Her friends made no response. That was just how it went.
この場所は私専用だったんだ
This white observatory made out of concrete. Its population amounts to just one girl. Her escapism from one could be summarized with the single words. Void. Void, void. Breakdown. Acting. Acting. Void, void. Drawing, drawing, drawing. She ran up the stairway leading to the roof. The stairway to her personal room. She did it many times. Indeed. Over and over again, and suddenly, yet inevitably, the curtains fell on Marisugawa Arue's ward. Oh. Her breathing stopped. She collapsed on the stairs. Oh. The sound of that familiar labored breathing. Oh, she got the same illness that her mother has, because it was genetic. Oh, crap. That's what she meant. Oh, that's why we had... Oh. Now I realize. I was like wondering, like, we never heard about like Arue being sick or something in the previous recording. I don't know, previous episode or this episode, but previous, like, my recording. Like, Arue, like, woke up and she, like, was feeling not good. So that's why. That's her problem. Oh. Okay, I see. Wow. That suck. Her consciousness faded away. Yo. And you can now imagine just like how her mother can be devastated now. Because she would be like, it's my fault, basically, you know? Because she has it, then she will say that she passed it to Arue, and she will feel very bad about this and stuff. Oh god, everything is falling apart. The next thing she saw was a white ceiling. The familiar smell of medicine made it clear she was in hospital. But she hasn't shown until now. Genetic, we don't know, an episode, yeah. She could hear fragments of conversation. However, to the girl still wandering around in her slumber, the words meant nothing. As a product of her mental revision to infancy due to the illness, she had this thought.
さんとお揃い。
I'm sorry, Ari. I'm so sorry. Yeah, see? I knew. I knew this would happen. That's one thing she could hear very clearly. You ended up getting sick too, Aru, all because of me. Yep. I knew that will happen. From that day onward, for 34 months, Morisugawa Arue will be repeating a continuous cycle of death and rebirth, over and over again. 34 months, so it's like almost 3 years? 2.5 years? Damn! In the morning. Okay, we're back to today, I guess. Koiro did her morning training a bit later than usual. She had overslept. She didn't even go patrolling last night. Okay. She just couldn't fall asleep.
せめて弱音くらい吐いてくださいよ。弱いところを見せて、悩んでる姿を見せて、一生懸命悩んだ私がバカみたい。
Yeah, how do we fix these two? Her heart felt like it was being squeezed.
仲直りどうやったらさせてあげられるのかな。
Like, at this point, mostly the problematic is Arara. Like, Arue tried to open up. Like, she was ready to, like, actually open up, apologize, and, like, she even asked Arara to, like, open up to them and stuff. Arara is the one that is, like, closed off in her own world, just like Arue used to be back in school. In the middle school. This wasn't a fight, it was something entirely different. They weren't arguing face to face, pointing out each other's faults and shortcomings. They simply evaded each other.
そういうのって周りはどうすればいい？
Neither of them utterly indecisively phrases like, I don't want to see you ever again. So how was she supposed to approach the problem of fixing the relationship? Koiro was overwhelmed with worry, but kept on running, as if she was running away. As a result, she didn't notice the two girls in front of her. Oh, Freud and the other one. What was her name? I forgot. She tries to avoid them, but fails to make it in time and ended up bumping against her shoulder.
ごめん。
なんだよお前。
Young, okay. Jung. The dumpling shaped. Dumpling shaped? Because of like the hair or something? Dumpling shaped girl next to the high school and she bumped into explode in rage.
ごめん。
何がごめんなさいなんだよ。
だからぶつかって
考え事ってなんだ。変なこと考えてて辛抱たまらなくなってお姉様にぶつかったのか。それで
What the hell?
ぶつかり際に変なことしようと。
If anything, you were thinking about something indecent. I bet like you did something last night. I just know.
こらユングダメじゃない。
だって
ごめんなさいね。この子私のことになると
Yeah, okay.
人に噛みつく癖があるの。ぶつかったの。
Both of them bowed their heads.
それじゃ失礼しますわ。
Okay. Wrapped herself around Freud's arm, Jung glared at Koiro as the two walked off.
お団子の子がちょっと怖いけど仲良さそうな人。あれでも
Yeah.
あの二人どこかで。
それでユング
Of
昨
course.
日買った水着はどうだったかしら。
サイズはぴったりでしたけど、やっぱりトラ柄は恥ずかしい
Tiger
です。
print?
そう
Of course.
新歓合宿が楽しみ。新入生のみんなも
でもお姉様の選んでくれた水着ですもんね。それは嬉しいです。 と尻尾は
She also got ears and tail.
前でしかつけませんけど
I wonder how the tail is attached. That's always a question.
思い出した。
Before the time leap in other words the previous week, it was when they brought Kokoro to Don Kui. Jesus. They were the two girls looking at the tiger print swimsuit. She also remembered when she spotted them at the McDonald's eating some French fries.
お姉様
ユング
Jesus. Smooch.
相変わらず仲良さそう。
Yep.
アルエとアララもああなったらいいのに。
They could. They almost became like that. Back when Arara just jumped to Arue's bed. What the hell? Being too innocent is also a problem.
お姉様と海にお泊まり
Wow.
っていうのは楽しみですけど願いを叶える人でっていうのがうちはどうも
Mm-hmm.
願いを
願いを叶えるなんて
はいうちらの精神分析
Psychoanalysis club.
よく
Sure.
同じような文句をつけられる分野ではありますけど
そうね。でも青い海に眠る伝説なんて私
Okay,
は
sure.
見つけるだけで。
そういう伝承自体はともかくうちら
あらそんなことないわ。考えてみてユング。
Are we going to have a beach episode?
人手探し
That's where this is going?
何を見るか何をかね
そうかもしかしてパレートの法則ですねさすがお姉様
Pareto
これは実験
principle.
なんですね今回の親睦会から
It would appear that pre-calculated experiment was going to occur at this club get-together.
願いの叶う人で。
Oh my god, we are going to have a beach episode. On the other hand, another sort of high-level calculation was occurring in Koira's mind. The sparkling sand, the blue ocean, the clear boundless sky. Are they already here? We just time skipped here? Or is this her imagination? It's her imagination, right? The two girls both enjoying themselves, holding hands and smiling from ear to ear. Yep, that's her imagination. They watch the sun set as they chat. They dance by the campfire to the tune of some classical American folk song.
これだ。
QED, whatever that means. Her Chuusotsu brain had made no errors in its calculations, of course, because your brain is Chuusotsu, it's incapable of recognizing errors, basically. Whoosh! Catching up to Freud, Koira quickly held up Freud's hand in both of hers.
ありがとう。あなたたちのおか
Of course, she's going to lose it. Chomp! She beat her. What are you, Rab? Are you a dog? What's happening?
ユング誰にでも噛みつくのはダ
I
メ。
told you not to bite anyone. Is she a dog? The sooner one acts, the better. Even as she was experiencing Jung's bite attack, the words of Koira's trainer flashed through her mind. Okay.
泊まりで海に行こう。
Okay.